everybody. I'm excited to be back. This is my actual first, advice video being back. And I am excited to share today's message because it required a lot of writing. Well, this isn't really a lot at all, but it took me a little bit. To make sense of my thoughts and kind of organize them in a way where it'll make sense and kind of flow together. So hopefully this will work. I haven't done this in a while. But today I wanted to talk about how your fear of being seen is holding you back. And before I even get to this, I deeply resonate with this right now. It has been very hard for me to realize that sometimes I'm just holding myself back at everything that I know I can be doing. So if that resonates with you, stick around. Maybe there's a message for you. You know what? If you are here, there's definitely a message for you, and I have no doubt about that. So I first wanted to start, oh my goodness. I first wanted to start how, I don't know, going through this, learning this lesson right now in my life has just been, a huge, punch to my ego. It's really just it's just insane what this has been teaching me, even about myself, how sometimes I'm just standing in my own way. But I wanted to speak about how when you're done healing something, or healing in general from anything that, might cause you trouble or struggle, whatever that may be for you, it removes all excuses. And what I mean is, when you're hurt from something or when you're struggling, you have a reason to, delay what you're meant to be doing, or you have a reason to hide. And healing equals you don't have that story to, lean on anymore. That healing, it heals you, and now you have no protection to, your excuses or blocking your own potential. This resonates with me so much. And then you start to notice that, oh my goodness, what I want to do requires me to be seen in ways I'm not ready for. Even you should know that you're ready for it anyway. Because if you have a purpose that is planted in your mind, just know that it has truth. And you notice that feeling seen actually seems more scarier or more terrifying than feeling wounded ever did feel. So now you realize, when you're not writing, when you're not singing, when you're not doing what you love, when you're not speaking, when you're not moving, when you have no action, you realize that's a choice I'm making all the time. And it's just so funny to me how I really just never realized how much I'm in my own way, and realize I'm making that choice of, especially with being off of YouTube for a few months, I kept thinking about coming back, and then I was thinking, how am I gonna come back after that? And then days and days and days and days passed, and then it was weeks, then it was months. And I had just realized, like, that's a choice I'm making. I can come back and I can, speak to these people I was speaking to before, and then I can speak to more people from a more, experienced and wise way. And even just like learning this right now, like I said before, my ego is taking a punch. And obviously, the ego resists visibility because your ego is meant to, protect you and help you survive and help you through pain. So the ego knows survival, the ego knows pain, the ego knows, things that keep you going in a not so. You know what? I'll get to it in a minute. My point is that ego doesn't know truth. And the truth is, it's quiet, it's bare, it's unprotected. The truth is, it's just real, and when we realize that, it's like being seen without armor, being seen after healing. It's like being witnessed without having that armor that you always have on, so you don't have that I'm working on it, or it's just presence. It really is. And I'm trying to slow down. I'm like out of breath right now. And presence feels scary to a nervous system that was raised through struggle and trying to just get by and survive. Presence is to teach us to be grateful and allow ourselves to feel safe in the moment, So, hold on. Gotta go to my next page. Yeah, there's just a lot of presence required in this, and I feel like the collective at this moment is just being pushed to be super present right now and kind of put a lot of things to the side that we know we should be doing. And there's a lot of ways how this shows up. So one of them being, waiting until you feel ready to do something, or the perfect time to do it, or start it, or finish it. Over preparing for something, being wise but staying quiet, and helping others but withholding yourself and your potential, and dreaming of what you can be doing, and instead you're just not doing it at all. It basically just looks like almost showing up, and which is funny because how it shows up is kind of just waiting for the perfect time, or doing too much, really. And I guess what I want to say right now is the message that I wanted to hear when I was first going through this, like right in the beginning, was that, I'm not behind and I'm not blocked. I'm just protecting myself from my own visibility. And this fear isn't a problem, which was also something had to realize as well, because essentially what it is at its core is initiation. And it's about letting life meet you where you actually are in life. It's not about, having this facade where you're trying to become this future version of you. That's not going to be reachable, because all there is the present. There's versions of you that exist, but just to really sum it up right now, all those versions of you exist now. So, letting life meet you where you actually are. That has been very, very just grounding in a way for me, going through this myself, because expecting so much of yourself is one thing, but then kind of being in that like frozen feeling, or like feeling blocked from doing it, or like, the constant rejections or the limitations your mind creates, all stuff like that, what we think of ourselves, and we make our potential seem like a huge, huge thing, and it is, but at the end of the day, our potential is a version of ourselves that's already created. So this is exactly why this fear, it's exactly why we hide after healing, because our souls literally feel like congested, because it's not because there's something wrong, but it's something, it wants to move, it wants to circulate. And I guess I just want to invite you to really just notice when we are blocking our potential, or after healing something, allow yourself to be seen. You don't need to be loud and visible to everybody, but let yourself be seen without explaining, because if this is something that, this message right here, this is going to hit, okay? And I want you to listen, and listen good, because if you are afraid of being seen after healing, it means that something inside of you is ready to live without protection. Everybody clap it up, because oh my goodness, the way when I was writing this, I was like, oh my goodness, like, I haven't done this in so long, and a message like this comes swinging right at the perfect time, just like it always does. And if you've been watching my videos, I base my videos and the advice I give around what I'm currently experiencing or have experienced already. So you guys know I have truly lived or am living through these exact experiences. And, walk the words you talk. Walk the potential that you see in yourself. Be the potential that you see in yourself, because you're already that. You already embody it, so why not be it? Why not physically be that, And I feel like I'm even talking to myself, because, last time I made a video, I don't remember if I told you guys, but I am writing a book. Well, two books. about completely different things. And I stopped writing it, and then I went back to it a few days ago, and I was like, damn, I'm just always standing in my own way, and I'm always waiting for the universe to give me a sign that I need to get back to it instead of doing it. It's so funny to me how I'm called back to doing YouTube, and this time I'm really doing it, guys. I'm really gonna try to be so consistent again because I care about you guys. And I want to completely show up and not almost show up this time. So just let the message resonate where it needs to with you. And thank you so much for watching my video, and comment, say hi, and I hope that this message reached you somewhere. Probably did. Knowing me and spirit, they always come through. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.